see trees of green, red roses too. Stop, you're running the audio tag. Hi, welcome to Quarantine Cuisine. I'm Alicia Rye, and happy February, or for me, happy book release month. It's a big month for me, and it's always a big month for Romancelandia because this is the month that everybody remembers that romance novels exist, and then they hire somebody who doesn't know anything about romance novels except for Fabio to write a big think piece, and we all just go, hi! It's a fun month. But this month is a real fun month because First Comes Like Out comes out, and that's the last time I'll mention it. I'll just keep this giant poster here for reference purposes for you guys. Today, we are gonna make a nice little treat. So originally I thought, what I would love to make screams love and happiness and whatever, more than roses. So I thought I would make this dessert called Gulab Jamun. And it is, Gulab means rose water, and Jamun is it's technically like the name of an Indian fruit, but these are actually just like little fried balls, little Timbits. I'm betraying my growing up next to the Canadian border because I actually always call them Timbits. I don't know. What is it? What did Dunkin' Donuts call it? Little donut balls? Munchkins, yes. Wherever you're from in this world. Timbits, munchkins, donut holes, whatever. So they're little fried balls, and they're soaked in this rosewater syrup, and they're delicious. My friend Bhavani sent me a link to this Gulab Jamun inspired bundt cake a while ago, and I had kind of filed it away, and I was like, that looks cool. That looks like something I can probably try. So we're gonna try that today, and I think it's gonna look delicious. I'll put the link to the recipe below. We're gonna modify it a little bit because I don't own a bundt cake pan, and I thought maybe I should go get one. And then I was like, it's gonna be a one-off because I don't really make bundt cakes. So instead, we're gonna make little cupcakes, little Gulab Jamun cupcakes. For purists, by the way, I did tell my mom this morning that I was like, I'm gonna make a Gulab Jamun cake. And she's like, Gulab Jamun is not a cake. And I said, yes, I know, but I'm gonna make it like a taste like inspired by cake. And she said, no, then it's a rosewater cake. So whatever you wanna call it, it's gonna be a delicious, syrupy, rosy, moist, hopefully, cake. So let's get started. It used to be that I would come here, and I'd say, let's get started, and I pull out my hand blender and start mixing. But this bitch has upgraded, and now I have a fancy stand mixer. So we're gonna go over there, and we're gonna put this cake together. Let's go. Okay, so first things first, I put some softened butter in there, 2 sticks. We're gonna do a cup of sugar, which is not actually that much sugar. It could be more sugar. Isn't this beautiful? My cupboard was open for some reason. I don't just naturally touch the cupboard after I touch the KitchenAid. I don't have a name for her yet, so I gotta come up with a name. And this is just, it smells so good. This is ground cardamom. It's a pretty hefty amount. It's 3/4 teaspoon, which is, no joke. But that's good, because then it'll be nice and cardamom-y. Okay, I love cardamom. I could put cardamom in everything. Ah! How did I go so long without one of these? Ah! Am I gonna scream every time I use this? Maybe. Who's to say? We're gonna put in a teaspoon of the vanilla extract. Oh, it's brand new. Look at that. Who needs scissors when you got teeth? That's what I say. Ooh, look at that. It's got one of the little dropper things. Oh man, it's not a dropper. I gotta take it out. Now it's definitely gonna spill. No spill? No spill. Look at me. Oh, it's dripping. All right. Well, we tried. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, which, as we know, I always spill. So I'm just gonna. All right. 1 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon of that, and then an egg at a time. So let's give that a go. 1. Mixy. Oh, I barely mixed it, but that's okay. 2. I don't know, why do I have to space out the eggs? Does that do something? I heard someone say somewhere, Gotta scrape down the sides because it's definitely. That's better. Now it's actually mixing. Okay. Oh, I have to add 2 more eggs. Call me a surgeon. Look at that. Oh, is that another piece? No, it's good. We're good. Oh, and I forgot to mix in between, but that's okay. Now here is where the problem comes in because the recipe calls for milk powder, and I do not have any milk powder. I have milk. I have almond milk, actually, because I'm trying to cut back on my dairy. But then I read another thing that was like you can substitute it, but you have to also cut down the water in the recipe. But there's no water in this recipe. So I guess my question is, what do I do now? And I think the answer that I just add this milk like it's powdered milk and see what happens. So we're just gonna do a third of a cup of liquid milk and see what happens. Oh, what's the worst that can happen? We're fine, it's fine. So now we have 1 1/3 cups of flour. Uh-oh. Let me mix it up again. Whoa. Wait. That was too fast. So that's something I gotta learn. So, lesson learned, when you add flour, you can't put it up too high because obviously it's gonna fly out of the pot. That makes sense. Not bad. Okay. All right. Let's get our little cupcake pan together. That is done. That was it. That was just making the cake. Did I get everything in there? I got everything in there. And then these cute little cupcake liners. Look at that. I got a little heart on them. All love is good love. I think if this year and this decade, feels like a whole decade, even if it's not, has taught us anything, it is that all love is good love. Oh my gosh, look how cute these little guys are. I love them already. The cute little hearts. Match my shirt. We'll just spoon this into here. And I actually don't know the cupcake science. Well, I can see the cardamom and I can smell it. Well, we'll do that much. Looks like a good amount for a cupcake. We're not really putting an icing on it though, so maybe I should add a little more. Oh no. Okay, so the cupcakes are in the oven now. It made about 12 cupcakes exactly, unless I overfilled them, in which case it made 16 cupcakes and I overfilled them. But they're in the oven. I had to adjust the cooking time. I went to about 17 minutes. We'll check it then and see if we need any more time. Anyway, in the meantime, we're gonna make the delicious rose syrup. And so I have water and sugar in there. And the recipe calls for cardamom pods, but I don't have any. So I'm just gonna use about a teaspoon of my ground cardamom. And it also calls for cinnamon sticks, and I don't have any of those either. So we're just gonna use a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Actually, let's do half a teaspoon because a teaspoon seems like a lot. Oh, thank God I'm using the teaspoon. Okay. Let's do half a teaspoon of the cinnamon. Check that out. And then we're gonna use this, our beautiful rose water. You can get this, I got this at my Indian grocery store and I had to hunt a little bit for it. Make sure you get one that says, that does not say external use only, because sometimes this is used just for like skin, like as a toner. So get one that's edible, because that's important. Oh, it's so nice. It smells like roses. All right, so we're gonna do a teaspoon of that. And that's really all you need because it's so fragrant. Teaspoon of that. And a little rose, because the gulab, you need the rose water. And then we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of fresh lime juice. I just squeezed this. Isn't this cute? It's my little squeezer. I got a Target or a Walmart, one of them. We're gonna do 2 teaspoons of this. 2 teaspoons of this. Don't worry, we'll use the rest of it for drinks. Make some little margaritas maybe after this, you know what I'm saying? And now, the pièce de résistance. Saffron. This is about a gram's worth of saffron, and it cost me $14 at Costco. So saffron is a little on the expensive side. In Indian grocery stores, usually you can find it at check out like behind the counter, like it's gold, because it kind of is. So if this is not in your budget or you cannot source this anywhere, do not worry. Oh my God, I dropped a little piece. It says half a teaspoon, but I don't know how to measure that. So we're just gonna plop in a little bit and hope that's good. So pop in a little bit of that saffron. Saffron's just, it's very like fragrant. So it's a very nice like aromatic herb, but again, herb, spice, whatever. But again, just make sure there's nothing clinging to it. It's so expensive. Again, if it is not in your budget or you cannot source it, I'll put in a tiny bit more. Please do not stress yourself. Look at that, like little hairs. One time I was little, I took my mom's saffron and I upended it on the floor, and I did not know why she was crying. But now that I have to purchase it, I understand, because it is on the expensive side. So we'll bottle that up, give it a little hug. Costco really did, I mean, $13 for this is pretty affordable, actually. I remember we used to get like a little tin of it for like $40 when I was little. Gonna let it boil up a little bit. Basically, we're just making a syrup. We're gonna soak the cakes in it to make it nice and moist. It smells very good. Oh, it smells so pretty. Cannot wait for this. Very fragrant. And since we didn't use cardamom pods or cinnamon sticks and we used the powder, I'm not gonna bother to strain it or anything. I'm just gonna leave it as it is, as a syrup. If the little saffron hairs get in there, that's fine too. They get broken up pretty quick though. Ooh, look how pretty it is. Okay, so now we just wait for that to cool, and then we're gonna pour this on top of it, and we'll get it all ready. So the cupcakes are done, and in the bundt version, you poke holes in the bottom of the bundt cake and then pour the syrup on top. But these are cupcakes, and I don't want the holes to be too visible, so I'm using the toothpick part of a flosser. Don't worry, I cleaned it. So I'm just gonna poke, 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 poke. Looks like they already have some holes. I don't think I got the air bubbles out. And then, oh, this is gonna be sexy. Ready? And yes, this is gonna moist. And this is probably gonna drown the cupcake liners, which I just thought about. But that's okay. There's some of the syrup, and I'm gonna actually put it in some powdered sugar. It's kind of gummed up, so I might have to add some water to that. I'm just gonna whisk it together and make like a little glaze to go on top of our pretty cupcakes once they're cooled down a little more. Ooh, look at that pretty glaze. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's real nice. You have no idea how good this smells. That's also sexy music. I wish how does the rest of it go? That's all I know. Those are the only sexy music notes I know. And you can see like little saffron on there, little threads of saffron. That's pretty. I could have probably strained that out, but that's okay. It's okay. And you can make this as thick or as light as you want. If it's thick, I found this out when I was making Christmas cookies this year. If it's too thin, add more powdered sugar. If it's too thick, add more liquid. That's all you gotta do. So this looks like a pretty nice glaze consistency, so we'll leave it at that. Oh, look how pretty that is. So good. Okay, we'll let these cool for a few minutes. Look how beautiful they are. Take them out, drizzle them with glaze, and we'll get the finished product ready to go. And here we go. Here's the finished product. Look at that. I put the glaze on it, and then I did some edible roses. Make sure, again, that they're edible. Don't just go chomp on some roses in your garden. And actually, would anything happen if you chopped up? Don't do it. Get the edible ones. And then I also put a little bit of chopped pistachios on there. I can't tell you how good it smells in here. This is a rose candle. These smell more fragrant than this candle smells. And but wrappers are sticky. Again, not something I thought about beforehand, but you know what? That's okay. Let's go ahead. We'll open this guy up. Oh, lost a little pistachio. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. It is sticking to the wrapper a little bit, but that's okay. Oh boy.
is that very, very good.
I'm gonna eat all of these. So tasty. My hands are very sticky. Proper Gulab Jamun experience. Sticky, sticky hands, sticky mouth, syrup everywhere. Happy February and happy release month. I understand not everybody's in a position right now to be spending money, so if that's you, I'd really love it if you could make sure that your library is carrying First Comes Like and the other books in the Modern Love series, The Right Swipe and Girl Gone Viral. Libraries are great. I grew up in libraries. Fully appreciate all the librarians doing everything for this release and for all my releases. And if you do order it or pre-order it, please try to order from a local indie bookstore, one that's local to you. I have names and links in my Instagram, so you can go there and find them. So yeah, I hope you give these a try, and I'll see you guys next time on A Quarantine Cuisine. Bye. I see 'em bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. How's that play? Is that good? Is that good?